Hey guys, BrahmastraHD again, and I'm here for another round of questions and answers. I've decided to release a video at least every month that answers your guys' questions for my pleasure, and don't take that the wrong way. Before we begin, I'm looking for body actors, so please go to my gamertag on the screen below and add me as a friend. Seriously, I can't do Halo 5 content without you guys. Anyway, let's get this thing going. So our first guy is going to be our ever-so-loving Pickle Man, Machinima. Here's his question. Was there any Machinima and or director in particular that initially inspired you to make Machinima yourself? Okay, I'm going to kind of be a little bit off topic here, but however, I do know one guy who's inspiring me to do some directing when it came to Machinima stuff, and I do know him as being very well known in, like, you know, the way I direct stuff. So John Graham is one of those guys I just kind of inspired to be. Well, not entirely inspired to be, but his like art, his writing and style has just been phenomenal work and all that. But also, I can probably like mention too that the guys down in Rooster Teeth, they're like amazing. They of course have been doing it for like tons of years. And they were the birth of Halo Machinima itself. So really, both of them, John Graham and Rooster Teeth, with like Bernie Burns and like Miles Lunas, who's like the new director and co-creator of References Blue now. They are both really good directors, and they have inspired me so much. And our final question for today comes from, again, the Writer 380. You're kind of a funny guy, aren't you? Anyway, here's his questions. Worst Machinima? Oh boy, worst Machinima ever. That's gonna be kind of a tough one, actually. Writer, I can't really say much. I know that people have their own different creative liberties and such, and they want to, of course, incorporate it in their own style. And I don't mind them doing their own way. However, if a style doesn't work, it doesn't just work. Technically, it works. Unless it'll only work if you actually put your heart and soul into it. And this Machinima I'm going to talk about does clearly that. It does, of course, put a lot of hard work into it. And I do know there's a lot of good things that come out of it. But I'm sorry. Infinite Guardians by DGamer119 is just awful. It's just an awful show. I can't speak lengths about it. It's just terrible. I don't think the story is very engaging. The characters are just kind of one note. And voice actors, I mean, granted there are some good ones actually. They aren't really that great voice actors at all. They kind of seem like, I know that one voice actress actually kind of seems to have like a sort of a stutter going with her, so I can't really understand most of the time. And some mics are on, some mics are off, and all that yada yada. I mean, the effects look good. I mean, for a show and all that, but the direction, the cinematography is kind of just all over the place, really. I think if they really want to improve a lot more, they shouldn't be taking so much from the worst aspects of anime, because this is the show that initially, as it says, it takes so much from both Machinima and anime and mixes them into one. The problem, however, is that they're so different and it's just backwards and just completely just misses the point of how you can tell a story. It's kind of just like you watch a fan fiction tale made by somebody. In fact, and I know that they, of course, put brands out there on like DeviantArt, and they have stories, of course. But I mean, they're bad fan fiction. And if you like bad fan fiction, have at it. But Infinite Guardians is just not for me, and probably for the general public, it's just not for you. Do you plan on making anything on GTA 5? Now, for this one, I've been asked a little bit actually from a lot of people too. GTA 5 Machinima, it's actually kind of growing nowadays. It's actually. And yeah, the engine is very good. You can do whatever you want. You can create your own character. It's far more than what like Halo Machinima can do, which is like you just choose your armor type and just walk around. That's pretty much all you do. The problem with this one is like I just kind of never felt like GTA 5 offers anything other than like like every other video game, they kind of offer what they have to offer. With Halo, you have to know it actually only has like action, comedy, maybe even drama. But I mean, it can't go into like as for fucking Machinima, fucking Infinite Guardians. Anyway, but I always like thought like I would help out for like GTA 5 Machinimas. I would love to do that and all that. I applaud the people who make it. Check these guys out, these channels that I'm putting on the screen right now. They are great channels. If you want to see more, they are great people that make great GTA 5 Machinima stuff. But for me, it's maybe just not for me. I maybe again kind of more of a comedic guy, and yeah, I can't really say I enjoy the GTA series that much. I'm kind of hanging, really. I'm gonna think about it, but I mean, it's just not my type of game, really. How long does it take to make an episode of FTW Police? Now, this is a very interesting question, actually. The reason why it takes so long to make FTW Police stuff is because, you know, aside from life and all that getting in the way, it does take a little bit longer for, like, you know, actors to hand in their lines. In fact, I have a few actors that are I'm still waiting on lines, people. I am really waiting on lines. Anyway, like, now I had to, first off, the process of making FTW Police was, of course, you know, making and crafting the whole entire season itself. I want to make sure it has a beginning, middle, and ending, a good way to conclude, as well as, you know, precursor to the next day. It's kind of like, you know, like watching an Avengers movie, you know, that sort of shit. So in that line, of course, it takes, you know, roughly, like, the script will take me about a few weeks to make. I want to finalize it, make sure everything makes sense, and, you know, make sure nothing crosses the line, nothing ever, and that's like the kind of the writer's law, pretty much. And of course, you know, everything about, like, you know, getting the characters together and just putting in the time, just like, you know, go on like Xbox and like put the figurines and shit all together and all that. It's much more. It's a really kind of a hard process where, of course, it does this and you gotta do this and you gotta warrant in, like, you know, editing, and you gotta warrant in, you know, having to juggle the social life as well. And oh boy, so an approximate you can probably get from this one. It will take me about, say, especially right now, it'll take me about 3 months to make, in conjunction with everything else. So it could even be longer than that. And I apologize if there hasn't been a lot of episodes recently. However, I am trying to make sure that all the episodes are done, particularly before year's end next year. So keep watching, everyone. And finally, favorite Machinima-made Spartan, meaning character made in Machinima. Now, that is a very easy question, actually. And yes, I'm going to go back to Red vs. Blue for a second here. But however, my favorite Spartan ever is not the Reds, not the Blues, not even the freelance. Well, actually, never mind. There is one freelance agent I love, and that is the Meta Agent Main. He is such a badass, and, like, you know, and I know a lot of people, of course, are big Meta fanboys as well, and I'm one of them. He's a silent he's a silent type. He's a silent type. He just likes to fucking wreck shit and make you believe that, of course, you cannot defeat him. Plus, he's like a menace around the whole plane. He's just like he's just menacing. He just like, he snarls, he growls. You kind of feel sorry for him a little bit, because, you know, he was actually kind of manipulated by, like, the AIs in season 10, and so you can understand why he kind of went crazy and all that. Maybe he was kind of a talkative guy. Maybe he was kind of a I mean, he was still kind of a giant of a man, and he kind of didn't talk that much, but still, he was still, like, you know, and even then, he was a big threat. He was all in all, the Meta is one of my favorite Machinima-made characters in Halo, pretty much ever. The guy kind of stole the show for season 6 through 8, and I'm hoping really he is not dead. But I mean, in my gut, I have to say, yeah, he's kind of dead. So yeah, that was kind of a stretch of an episode, and yeah, we're kind of out of questions. So if you guys have any more questions you want to ask me and all that, then this is my suggestion. Go and leave some more comments down below, like FTW stuff, stuff about me, stuff about other stuff, you know, I don't really care. Just put some comments down. I want to answer as many questions as I can. I want to make this a monthly thing. Please do so, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and of course, like my personal Facebook page, as well as, like, you know, visiting some of my other pages as well. There's an FTW Police wiki now out. It's very much still, and, like, you know, I'm still adding some stuff into it, but you can also add, it's also a free thing, so even if you make an edit, I'll see it over, and I'll see how I can improve it and all that. So please go and check out this one. It's the FTWPoliceWiki.com. It is a pretty good site if you want to learn more about FTW content. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you very much, and can't wait to see you guys on Halo 5.